Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Khaosity here, and welcome back to the channel. Alright, so we finally got us some more Sonic X Shadow Generations news. It's been trickling out for like the last 2, 3, 4 days. Alright, we're approaching the release, so a lot of info has started to come out. That and the game has leaked. Alright, some dudes on Twitter got a review code or a review copy on Steam, and they've been just slowly leaking shit. So hopefully you guys haven't been getting spoiled. I've gotten spoiled, but I'm literally impenetrable to spoilers. I've been spoiled on so many things, and just it doesn't hinder my experience at all, so I'm still gonna be good. But before we get into the video, if you like the video, drop a like, and if you're new, consider subbing to the channel. We're on the road to 600. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Alright, so first tweet that we have here is from the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter. While Sonic and Shadow go through their journey in Sonic X Shadow Generations, what are the Chao up to? And this is them introducing their little Chao manga they got going on, written by Ian Flynn. So if you guys are interested in what the Chao be up to, here you go. You're getting your own little side story about it. I really don't care about the Chao that much. In my opinion, low-key a bit overrated, but I can understand why people have the love for them. So alright, so the next tweet that we got here is from Sega Informant. Sonic X Shadow Generations is in the top 4 pre-order titles on the UK PlayStation Store, just behind Black Ops 6 and Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. And as you can clearly see here, there it is, and it's the digital deluxe edition as well, so people's really trying to play this 3 days early. And the next tweet I have here is once again talking about the pre-orders. Not sure if this is the UK store or the American store, but as you can clearly see here, Call of Duty is in the first top 2 spots, and then Sonic X Shadow Generations is in the 3rd spot, digital deluxe again. So that's pretty good to see. All right, a lot of people is buying Sonic X Shadow Generations. It actually seems to be a pretty popular game this time around. Alright, Black Ops 6 being in the top spot makes sense, but something to note is that they aren't getting as many pre-orders as they usually would Call of Duty. They are actually getting less pre-orders than previous years as of recently. So while they are still in the top spot, so that is something to take note of. The numbers aren't as huge as they usually would be for Call of Duty. People are kind of sick of Call of Duty's practices as of late, you know. Next tweet that we got right here is from Sonic and All Characters. Sonic X Shadow Generations levels, Shadow specifically, will have more branching routes than any Sonic the Hedgehog game so far. Shun Nakamura, the game's producer, stated this in an interview for Automaton Media, which I can also get behind because, I mean, I've seen the gameplay, I've seen the branching paths, definitely more branching paths than like Gens, more than Colors, more than Unleashed, I'm pretty sure. Like, the game gets pretty wide open in some areas, and there are a lot of paths to take, so it's only good. This is only good news, alright? This is only good news. That just means that most, if not all, the levels are going to be pretty fleshed out with branching paths, and it's not just going to be the few levels we saw gameplay for, and then the rest of the game is just some mid. So it seems that the game is going to be consistent the whole way through in terms of level design, which I am very, very happy about. And then the next tweet after that is once again from Sonic and All Characters. Mephiles, Terios, Shadow Game Remaster, Sonic X Shadow Generations demo, and more in our roundup of a bunch of interviews from the Sonic team representatives, Nakamura-san and Shigehara-san. And if we take a look here at these little interviews, a special video will be available in-game designed to introduce newcomers to Shadow and his story. It might be a montage of main cutscenes and facts from previous installments. Makes sense. The Sonic movie has been pulling in a lot of new fans, so a lot of people have been taking a look at the game recently. Some people may have not even played the original generation, so having a little special video to introduce Shadow, to show what he's about to these newcomers, is a good move. Terios skin is not only changes to the appearance of the model, but also noticeably adjusts various aspects. Players may feel like they're controlling a different character. So this is kind of crazy, because does this mean that while the Terios skin is equipped, you're gonna have a completely different set of mechanics? Or is it just like animations? Because Terios doesn't have like air shoes, so he won't be skating, right? He'll probably just have Sonic's run animation or his own unique run animation. Who knows? It really makes you think, like, what kind of changes have they made to make Terios feel like almost a completely different character? The original Sonic Generations used the principle of one level and one boss from one of the past games. The developers decided to apply the same logic for Shadow Gens. Makes sense. Mephiles will have more of a guest role rather than fully participating in the story. Again, makes sense. We're going through Shadow's past, so Mephiles should only be a boss fight, and most likely will only be a boss fight. So no surprise there. Nakamura-san said that fans from Japan will also get a glimpse of Gerald's journal. He didn't specify whether this would be an additional physical edition or the translated digital version inside the game. He also stated that he would like to create more opportunities for everyone to try out the game, possibly hinting at a demo, which at this point, I don't even know if that's really practical, because the game drops in like less than 10 days for the digital deluxe, right? Like less than 10 days. So I don't really know if there's even really a point to dropping a demo at this point in time. If they were gonna do that, they should have did that like when they first started initially revealing gameplay for like Space Colony Arc and BioLizard. Like that alone could have been a solid demo. So don't know what took them so long to consider this. Chaos Island really has nothing to do with Shadow, but Time Eater's intervention brought that location to his adventure, so they're just reusing assets. They don't want to make new shit, so they had Chaos Island on hand, so they said why not. During the initial phase of the project, the team considered remastering other games where Shadow played an important role, possibly hinting at the Heroes remake, because what's the other games where he plays a significant role? Like Shadow of 5, SA2, Heroes, and I think that's it. The development of the Sonic Generations remaster and the new Shadow Gens was handled by two sub-teams led by Shigehara-san and several other people, indicating that, you know, they're giving different departments different things to do, alright, because it's not Sonic Team solely anymore like how it usually is. They got resources, so they are now delegating workloads to those resources to handle it, which basically just means that they can more frequently release shit on a yearly basis. So that's good. More games for us. Hey. In neither interview did the developers give the approximate length of Shadow's campaign, only indicating that it is roughly equal to Sonic's campaign. According to Sonic Generations data on how long to beat playthrough metering service, both campaigns should take about 12 hours to complete. And if you're a Sonic fan who's played Sonic games before, it'll be less than that, so be prepared. The current level of workload for the team isn't that huge, despite the abundance of content on the franchise each year. This is due to the fact that various teams, departments, and even companies are now responsible for different forms of content, whereas in the past, Sonic Team alone was predominantly responsible for sheer volume of releases. I literally just said this. Nakamura-san admits that the franchise has had some tough times in the past, but believes that the lessons learned will help create more sophisticated and complex games in the future, which is already happening. So, hey, I literally called it, man. They're doing exactly what they need to do if they want to get more frequent releases out on the table. All right, they got different departments. These different departments get different workloads, and by doing that, they're able to release things more frequently. All right, and in this very last tweet I got, it is from Sonic Movie Updates. New pictures or picture of the movie Shadow DLC for Sonic X Shadow Generations. And taking a look here, definitely like a great improvement over what the initial reveal was, because if you guys remember, the Shadow movie DLC got revealed at a PlayStation thing, I think in a State of Play or something, and the model looked good, but you could tell like they were trying to mimic the movie model in game, so it looked really shoddy or really patchy in some areas. But this looks more consistent with the movie. Like obviously nowhere near as detailed, but the colors are definitely way better here. If I put a little comparison up, you can see here that the improvement is staggering. This looks way better. Can't wait for this DLC. And I have one more piece, a little something, but it's a video, and it technically has leaks in it, so I won't show it, but Sonic Generations writing versus Sonic X Shadow Generations writing. So if you guys want to see the little comparison between the old lines and the new lines in the cutscenes, this video will be linked in the description. Yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna be it from me. The new lines aren't really that crazy, so I mean, not really any surprise there. The biggest difference in these cutscenes is that like whenever Sonic saves somebody, so like let's say, you know, he saves Amy, usually he wouldn't say anything in the cutscene. He would just put the palm on his forehead and just shake his head and say nothing. But in the new one, he talks to Amy. Amy has her new girl boss thing going on, you know, like saying oh, you saved me, so next time I'll save you type of shit. And Sonic's just like, now's not really the time for that, Amy. Yeah, so the new lines is more in line with like what we've been seeing at Frontier, so nothing really crazy going on here. But yeah, man, that's all the news, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, and if you do, consider subbing to the channel. Reaction of the Dark Beginnings animations. All right, I did react to it. I have the video. I just need to edit it, but I'm currently in the process of switching editing softwares because Sony Vegas has sold me for the last time. I'm done. So I'm trying to find some other editing software to make my main, and you know, I'm trying to get used to the new one and whatever. But we would definitely, the video will definitely be up before the game comes out. You guys will definitely be able to see my reaction to the animations before the game comes out. All right, that'll definitely be up before then. But until then, peace.